all his
say that again. I missed that straw man. Can you repeat it?
He moved the Bears out of the Chicago now. It's Filoni's fault.
I don't care about that. I have no problem with the Bears leaving Chicago, you stupid fuck. I grew up 15 minutes away from Hammond, Indiana.
You said you're good, man,
Democrats in Chicago and Illinois.
Jeremy's he made a mistake with the prequels, man.
Nerderotic.com.
Run, or do we fight? I like this kid.
That felt forced.
Fucking
Rebels.
Zeb. Jeremy, you like seeing Zeb again?
No.
As I always say, if you're one of the
like that.
13 Rebels fans in existence,
But I'm not even.
I'm a Rebels fan, and I hate that. It's an abomination.
Hold on. Maybe that's just Michael Jackson with a lot of work done.
I didn't say I like this kid.
I don't hate Rebels. I think Rebels is a major step down from the Clone Wars.
Yeah.
But it was fine, you know. But yeah, see, none of this matters. There's nothing they can do to make me care or anything. Nothing.
I think most people that know about Rebels, ironically, only really like it when the characters they like from Clone Wars show up, which just shows you that it's like key jankling from a different series, which in my opinion also sucked. But like that's like the stuff that people really love from Rebels for the most part.
I just think Rebels. There was nothing offensively bad in Rebels. There was a couple of minor things you could point. Yeah, you could point shit like that out, but I mean,
Thrawn was definitely not treated well.
Ahsoka not getting immediately murked by Darth Vader. Darth Maul coming back once again. Ahsoka surviving what happened. Ahsoka using essentially time travel to do all these things. There was nothing highly offensive about it. Are we fucking kidding?
I mean, you sound like a prequel hater bitching about the prequels, but I'm talking about from an identity politics bullshit.
I don't like
I'm talking about
from the everywhere.
Who just happens to be fucking good at everything and her pink hair and spray paint and feels the fucking dark saber. Another powerful random Mary Sue, all-powerful female character that Dave Filoni then even gives force powers to.
All these guys that knew more about Star Wars than George Lucas during the prequels. Lucas ruined the prequels. You ruined my childhood, and now do you want Lucas Star Wars back? Don't you? Because you all of a sudden you love George Lucas again. I've always loved George Lucas' Star Wars.
Jeremy's he made a mistake with the prequels, man.
Clone Wars is George Lucas.
Clone Wars 100% some of the dumbest things that George Lucas has ever either decided or allowed to be put out.
Like some of the prequels.
It's 100% George Lucas.
My comments about Rebels have anything to do with you virtue signaling about your love for George Lucas.
I said offensively bad, meaning the things that we hate about Disney Star Wars. The shit you're bitching about is the same shit that people were complaining about the prequels, which is what we all want back. We want those.
I know what the prequels back.
So Rebels and the prequels suck. Okay, good.
In both the Clone Wars and then when he got his own shit in Rebels. I have been banging this fucking drum for almost 20 goddamn years, and I have been right about it the entire time. Every day that passes, I am more right about it. So don't come in with this straw man argument about me basically being just like a prequel hater when everything I said, like fucking, who is that motherfucker that predicted all that shit? Nicodemus, whoever the fuck it was, that's me, motherfucker.
I am the man that knows.
What have we consistently said we want to get back to? Nerd arguments. Nerd arguments are not offensively bad. Offensively bad shit is agenda-driven bullshit that ruins everything. You're mainly talking about nerd shit that you're pissed off about in Rebels. That's mainly your argument. And that's what we all want to fucking argue about.
Bro, my point about
that is mainly your
the most
fucking lightsaber helicopters and fucking space whales and all that shit. That's what we want to argue about. That's what we want to argue about.
Time travel to do all these things. Sabine Wren being pushed away.
This is nerd shit. This is nerd shit. This is all nerd shit. This is all fucking loser nerd shit. All of this. Yes, it fucking
Jeremy,
is.
are you reading my mind?
It's all nerd shit. All this shit you're crying about is nerd shit. Every fucking bit of it, which is what we want back.
I truly, deeply love you.
What we were talking about is Dave Filoni's agenda to promote female characters and femininity above and to subvert masculinity.
What does that got to do with helicopter lightsabers? What does that got to do with helicopter lightsabers? What does that got to do with helicopter lightsabers?
Correct. My one thing that I said about helicopter
Time travel.
lightsabers doesn't
Time
fall
travel.
into
What does that got to do with the female agenda? Time travel. What's that got to do with the female agenda?
Having it be Ahsoka who's able
That's
to
irrelevant. See, Nick, you're conflating one thing into the other.
Oh, no, it's not.
No.
Especially in hindsight.
Wait, bringing Darth Maul back is the female agenda? Is bringing Darth Maul back part of the female agenda?
Yes.
Is bringing
It's a
Darth Maul back
handicapped
part of the female
agenda.
agenda?
No, bringing Darth Maul back is not part of the female agenda.
The female agenda, not nerd shit. So which is it? You were bitching about nerd shit.
I am talking about everything.
Bringing back
to try
Darth
to
Maul
fix the
is not
handful of
female
things that I
agenda.
said that weren't part of that when I was just talking about a bunch of problems in the
A bunch of
series.
nerd shit. A bunch of nerd shit.
I've been making about Dave Filoni forever, and it's quite frankly sad and pathetic that this nerd is going on because
That's
everyone
what you
can
were
see it's a
complaining
fucking
about.
straw man.
That's what you were complaining about. Prequel
Jeremy's
nerd
trying
shit.
so hard not to lose this. This is great.
I'm not.
We've already heard about a slur filter. That's like maximum.
My point stands. He shifted it from nerd shit to female agenda. What part of that is Darth Maul? Are lightsaber helicopters or time travel? That's
I
not
would
female
say he
agenda shit.
discussed all of the problems.
You've been crying
he had.
about Darth Maul returning
And they're
for as long
separate.
as I've fucking known you. That's a George Lucas decision, not a Dave Filoni decision.
100%. And when have I ever said that that's totally on Dave Filoni? I've said I think that's one of the worst decisions George Lucas has ever made. But you can't pick and choose just a handful of things I've said and negate all the other shit I've said and pretend like every single thing we're talking about is just straight nerd shit.
Please tell me where you have pointed to that being a George Lucas decision, not a Filoni problem. Darth Maul coming back. You have always applied that to Dave Filoni.
You sound like a person in the chat when they're like, you probably love Dave Filoni. You want, Jeremy, I'll find you in a video or a fucking live stream one of the many times I've said that, and I will fucking timestamp it for you, and I will fucking DM it to you, and I will make sure that you fucking...
You need to publicly post that, right? That's what you need to do
Me
at
and you
this
have
point.
had this argument 100 times, and you have never applied that to Lucas.
That is so untrue.
That is not true. That is not true.
George Lucas signed up on that, and it's one of the worst things he fucking could have done. The last fucking video I think I made, the culmination thing about Dave Filoni, I think I even mentioned it in that video.
Every time we've argued about it, I always bring George up, and you never want to apply it to him until I force you to. It's always Filoni, Filoni, Filoni. Filoni pissed in my cereal this morning.
Filoni didn't talking about the Mandalorian, and then we're talking about Rebels.
Everything I've ever done in my life. Filoni.
Because he wasn't there.
Filoni ruined everything that's ever happened. He moved to Chicago, He did everything wrong in your life.
What? Can you say that again? I missed that straw man. Can you repeat it?
He moved the Bears out of the Chicago now. It's Filoni's fault.
I don't care about that. I have no problem with the Bears leaving Chicago, you stupid fuck. I grew up 15 minutes away from Hammond, Indiana.
You said you're good,
the
mad about
Democrats
them
in
leaving
Chicago
Soldier
and
Field.
Illinois, they couldn't get the fucking funding for the Bears. I'm
Did you
good
say
with
you
it.
want them out of
What
Soldier
the fuck
Field?
are you talking about?
You want him out of Soldier Field?
What?
You want him out of Soldier Field?
Hell no. But if they're going to move somewhere, might as well be Indiana.
Welcome to Sports Force.
Again, this has nothing to do with George Lucas.
Dave Filoni did everything wrong when it comes to Star Wars. That's Ryan's.
And who
argument.
hired him?
George fucking Lucas.
There you go.
Who hired Kathleen Kennedy?
George fucking Lucas.
Exactly. So who's the problem? Who's the problem?
Right now, Dave Filoni is the problem.
No.
Who's the okay? Who
George's
is the
legacy.
problem, or who is the
About that.
problem?
George's legacy is Kathleen Kennedy and Dave Filoni. That's his
Yes,
legacy.
it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it
That's
is.
on him.
100%.
Handpicked legacy.
That's on him.
So if you got a problem with Dave and Kathleen, you must have a problem with
the
George.
Clone Wars and getting
I
no Tartakovsky.
I have problems with certain things that George Lucas did. Certainly. He's
Crystal
not
Skull.
immune from criticism for anything. He's not immune from criticism. And I'll say the things I think he made a mistake with. That doesn't negate the decisions that Dave Filoni has made and to try to obfuscate.
Even arguing with you never even told me how much involvement Lucas had in Clone Wars. You used to argue with this. I had to find that on my own. You knew that Lucas was heavily involved in Clone Wars, and you
Depends
never
what you mean by heavily involved. I can find quotes from George Lucas season after season where he says, I'm not really involved with this thing, but I am.
I can find a lot of interviews with George Lucas where he contradicts himself all fucking day long too, Ryan.
Okay. So what do I know exactly what decision? I point to several things.
Many of the creatives
is 100% George. I've said that multiple times, time after time. That's clearly a George.
Many of the creatives said he was heavily involved. Sam Witwer said he was heavily involved. He was day to day.
Sam Witwer learned everything he knows about Star Wars from Dave Filoni. Oh, Freddie Prinze Jr., who learned everything he knows from Star Wars about Dave Filoni.
That doesn't change what I just said. That doesn't change what I just said.
2 + 2 = 4. That's why the force is balanced.
I'm not sure what that has to do with the point that I just made, but if you want to sit there and try to conflate two things that have no connection whatsoever, that's totally on you.
I think the point is
argument structure.
Wait a minute. No. Hold on. If I say Sam Witwer, who worked on Clone Wars, said George worked on Clone Wars on a day-to-day, and you bring in Freddie Prinze Jr. into the argument, what the fuck does that have to do with what I just said?
It has to do with the idea that Sam Witwer, a voice actor who is not there day to day and has no fucking concept or idea of actually everything that's going on with the story, with all of that production. Oh, the idea that Sam Witwer, the dude who is deranged and out of his mind, quite frankly, in my opinion, doesn't hold too much weight for me.
So
that's what I'm saying. In the same way that when Freddie Prinze Jr. talks about the things Dave Filoni told him about the Clone Wars or Rebels, it doesn't hold too much weight for me after what he displays.
But that still doesn't change the fact that Sam Witwer worked on the show. Yes or no?
Yes, Sam Witwer worked on.
So would he have more knowledge than you? Yes or no? Would he have more knowledge than you? Would he have more knowledge than you? Would he have more knowledge than you on this particular
Probably
aspect?
would. Yes,
okay,
more
that's
direct
all
knowledge.
we need. That's all we need. But you had to bring shit into it that had nothing to do with it because you're very frustrated that you don't have the answer. And when I apply to someone who might have more information than you, you bring a completely irrelevant point into it and scream about it.
Jeremy, that's your entire structured argument, and everyone in the chat clearly knows that and understands that at this point in our lives as well.
So wait a minute. Your argument is now that the chat is on your side, so therefore you're right.
I haven't looked at the chat. I can only assume.
You just fucking said it. Beardo beat me. Hey, Beardo beat me in an argument on Cobra Cast, and the chat was on his side. So I guess this is all we have to worry about, right?
It just means you're that fucking retarded if you lost an argument to fucking Beardo, Jeremy. But my point about Dave Filoni is that I've been consistent about this forever. And you and me used to have these arguments all the time that there was no female empowerment agenda in some of David Filoni's work and blah, 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 and all this stuff. But everything that we get from him, every step along the way, every creative decision that he's been a part of, it pushes more and more. And I don't want to hear this bullshit about, well, he's just saying the right thing. He was just doing what he had to do. I haven't said that for the last few years. It always has been bullshit. This is the guy that stood there arm in arm with Leslie Headland praising the Acolyte. This is the guy who's been involved in all these things. That's where this argument starts with. And what I've said for years before these things came out is that you can see the seeds of that in Dave Filoni's work.
Ryan, when have I said anything different?
Like Rebels.
In the last few years, when have I said anything different based on what you're saying right now? Several years now. Have I argued any of those points that you just made?
The points about the content that's out? No, not necessarily. But we're talking about Star Wars Rebels, which is important because Star Wars Rebels is the first thing that Dave Filoni had that was fully and truly and completely all his, and no one can make any arguments about who shares which credit with who. That's why Star Wars Rebels is very important, and the underlying seeds of what happened in that show, which in some cases are highly offensive to what would come later.
I didn't argue that point either.
That's why Rebels is important, and that's when I talk about Star Wars Rebels being a fucking warning, and we should have seen the signs, like some people did. That's why I care about Star Wars Rebels. Because if you watched it and paid attention and picked up on those things,
are you going to tell me when I argued that point that you just made that Filoni was 100% involved with Rebels? When have I said anything different?
You haven't. I'm explaining why I got upset when you said there's nothing offensive about Rebels. That's how this argument started.
Yes.
So that's what I'm explaining that to you, why that came out.
And you brought a bunch of nerd shit into it.
On a nerd show.
On a nerd show.
Yeah,
Which is what we should be arguing about.
Jeremy, would you say,
except for the female empowerment stuff with Ahsoka, which was obviously there?
That's my question. Would you agree that there's more woke, subversion in Rebels than previous Star Wars stuff?
Not much more than Clone Wars has. I mean, I don't see anything.
I don't know how that's a good argument.
I'm just telling you that I just don't see anything in Rebels that is overly bad compared to everything else Disney Star Wars. In terms of the agenda stuff, I don't really like Rebels that much. I don't think it's that good. but I don't see anything that makes me go, this is agenda-driven nonsense. I really don't see that with Rebels. It's just not there. Now, if you want to invent it to be there, you can always invent that shit to be there. But there's just nothing there. I've watched the whole fucking series, and I just don't see anything that tells me female agenda-driven nonsense that is taking away from the story. I just don't see it.
I felt that way watching the show, and this is before all this other shit.
And 98% of this chat has never seen Rebels, and they're all telling me I'm wrong. That's exactly who's on Ryan's side. 98% of the chat has not seen Rebels, and they're saying I'm wrong.
There's probably a lot of people that haven't seen Rebels because
no fucking body's seen Rebels.
I've seen Rebels.
Yeah, I've seen Rebels.
Odin, you've seen Rebels. Do you think it's female-driven, agenda-driven storytelling in that
I
series?
do think there's a lot of that in the show. Absolutely.
I think it's a bit of a Mary Sue.
And you said you liked it though, right?
But I did
Odin?
like it. Yes, I will say that too.
So it's not. So it doesn't hurt the story.
Which story?
The story they're telling.
But do you mean like the individual Rebels story, or do you mean the overarching story that affects all Star Wars?
Yeah.
The overarching story, does it hurt the show?
I think by the end of it, I don't think it helps it.
That's not what I'm asking. Does it hurt it?
So yes.
Then why didn't you say that instead of trying to dance around it?
Because I thought it was implied when I was like, by the end of it, it didn't help it. It didn't help it. It means
I think what we can say about the Mandalorian and Grogu trailer that we still need to finish up is I don't see any female agenda ruining it. It just looks like slop. It just looks like fucking
100%.
slop.
Nerderotic.com. Please subscribe.